Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new video here on the Doom Dog YouTube channel. As always, I'm your host Josh and with me is Dalton. Say hello.
Hello.
We will get back to Gears of War very soon, but a demo came out that we both wanted to talk about.
So, yeah, you know it.
Go ahead. You're going to say something?
Oh, no, I was just saying hell yeah.
Yeah, so the Resident Evil 4 demo got released, and I played it twice. You played it I don't know how many times.
Yeah, like a whole bunch.
And I don't know about you, but Resident Evil 4 is my personal favorite Resident Evil game.
Yeah, it's my favorite game of all time in general, I would say. So, I mean, I am so excited to play through this game again in a remade fashion.
Yeah. And it's getting rave reviews, too.
Yeah, I noticed.
Which is awesome. I keep hearing people on Facebook, like in groups, Facebook groups and shit like that, complaining about cut content, which makes me wonder, which makes me a little scared when I see that shit, you know?
Yeah. But I heard it's pretty much, I would say like 90% faithful.
Yeah.
From what I've heard.
Yeah, we've already gotten confirmation some of the things, like the island is there. People were scared that was going to be cut. Because that's where you get the scariest enemies in the game. You know, the Iron Maidens and the...
Regenerators and...
Yeah, Regenerators. Fuck those things. Like, I remember how paranoid those made me the first time I played Resident Evil 4.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I heard they really reimagined the island this time. It's a lot darker, a lot more lab, a lot more like laboratory-like than the original, which is a good thing. Because actually, a lot of the fan base doesn't like the island section of the game because they feel it's like too action oriented.
Parts of the fan base don't like 4 in general because it's. I've heard people say it's not even a horror game, and I'm like, you're objectively wrong.
Yeah. But just because it doesn't have fixed cameras and zombies and the like.
I mean, if you want to say it's not survival horror in specific, fine. We'll make that argument. But to say it's not horror at all is just false.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely has a lot of moments where it's very much horror.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously the village when it's dark, and obviously the regenerators, like you said, and the island later in the game.
When you're stuck in that one house with Luis Serra.
Yeah, in the cabin fight, yeah.
Which is like a Night of the Living Dead kind of scenario, really. Which is a great movie, by the way.
Oh hell yeah! So I mean, in a way, I mean that's very much horror. I mean, it's inspired by a horror movie, so
yeah,
it's intense.
Yeah, and that is a great sequence in that game. It's like, I wouldn't describe it necessarily as scary, but intense as shit. Sure. Oh God, yes.
Oh yeah. I've seen gameplay of the remake version, and it looks it looks really similar, but really expanded upon, and just like everything just looks so much better.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. Let's just get that out of the way. Like, I don't have a PC that can run it at the highest graphical setting, mostly because of entirely because of my GPU, really. I've got a 1660 Ti that is now paired with a 12-core, 24-thread processor and 64 gig of RAM. So I have plenty of processing power and plenty of RAM. My GPU is kind of bottlenecking that processor.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, but how much VRAM does that have?
6 gig.
Oh, that's mine too. I have an RTX 2060. I have the base model RTX 20 series card. I mean, my game runs pretty well too. I mean, I can run it like 25.6 by 1440 and like 60 FPS, and it runs pretty smoothly. I didn't really notice any like really big hiccups or anything.
Yeah, I tweaked some of the settings and I got it running at 60 FPS constantly at 1440 as well. And even with it not maxed out on that console, it's fucking gorgeous. This game
Yeah.
or on PC rather. This game is beautiful.
Yeah, the RE engine's really versatile. Like, and I guess which is why a lot of people are able to play it on like lower end PCs and even on the PS4 and whatnot.
Yeah,
it's cool that you're able to.
There is a PlayStation 4 version. I did play through that as well, and I kind of sucked at the game on PS4.
Was there a lot of like stuttering or like texture issues?
Texture issues, yes. I didn't
really?
notice massive amounts of stuttering, but it definitely does not run at 60.
Oh, so it's like an inconsistent frame rate, or is it like a consistent like 50 something?
Based off of the footage I've seen of it with like frame rate graphs, it seems to hang around the 40s most of the time.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
That's a shame. I kind of figured as much when I heard the announcement they're going to bring it to PS4. I'm like, yeah, I can't imagine that running that well, considering it's a next gen game. But
yeah,
the runs, playable at all is pretty good at least.
I did run across areas in the demo where textures just wouldn't load. Like, I don't know if you've played through Final Fantasy VII Remake or not, but there's one specific door in the slums for Cloud's apartment that the texture just never loads. It's a blurry image that just never fucking loads in for whatever reason. There are areas where textures look like that in this game.
Which is really like either don't pop in at all or like really low res.
Yeah, here, let me see if I can bring up an image of the door. I found versions of it on the PS4 or PS5 where it looks fine, where they fixed it.
Yeah, I played the PS5 version as well, and it runs pretty good too, as you can imagine.
Yeah, I was going to ask you if you had done that.
It runs just about the same as it does on PC. Actually, I noticed, like how it ran on my PC. Because obviously you can choose between like playing with higher res and lower performance, and vice versa.
Yeah. How are the different modes? How do the different modes run?
From what I noticed, they're really like similar. From what I played anyway. Well, then again, I don't have a display that can properly like show off what the PS5 can do. Unfortunately, because my monitor bottlenecks that in a way, but it still runs pretty well. But I can't imagine it running at all on the original Xbox One. I guess that's why they didn't make it for it.
Yeah, the Xbox One, the original Xbox One is not as powerful as the base PS4 is. If they wanted to release a specific version of it for the series, the Xbox One X, they probably could. Here, I found a video of it. You don't even need the audio, but you could just see the fucking door. It doesn't load in. Period.
Oh, wow.
I know, right? But, this has the opening monologue from the original game, or a very similar monologue. I don't think it's word for word.
Yeah, it's not word for word, but it gets the same thing across.
Yeah, but it skips the car ride, and I wonder if that's just for the demo or if it's actually not in the game.
Yeah, that's just for the demo.
Okay, go ahead.
I was just gonna say after that intro cutscene narration thing ends. You have that card comes up, the still image of Leon in the car, and then has a text. That's just for the demo. Then it's going to continue normally how the original was in the final release.
Yeah, because we need to hear Leon say, "You guys didn't tag along to sing Kumbaya together at some Boy Scout bonfire." Then again, maybe you did.
You crazy American. I'm sure that's going to play out the same way too.
Yeah, the first house you visit plays out a little different. You still visit the guy; he still attacks you. But after that, you go into the basement of the place, there wasn't a basement in the original.
Oh no, it's very very much more fleshed out this time around. Going in the basement and then you go back upstairs and the second floor. It's like the whole house is like more than like twice as big as it was in the original.
Yeah. Which there was a second floor in the original. It was small, and there was what, just some.
It was just like a table with handgun ammo and a window to jump out of. That's all it was.
Which he still jumps out of a window, but it's scripted this time. It's a cutscene,
which is cool. I mean, I like how they reimagined the opening sequence and stuff because this time around the cops actually get out of the car and apparently they leave Leon inside the car and they go off ahead and then I guess time goes by, they don't come back, and that's where you pick up at the beginning of the demo.
Yeah.
Where the game starts as a whole.
Yeah, because you don't see them alive in the demo like you do at the beginning of RE4 when you discover them what they were killed and were both of them burned in the village or was one?
No,
of them?
just well, one of them was burned in the village, and then the other one was thrown into the lake where Del Lago eats them.
Oh, okay.
There's a cutscene you can see.
I was trying to remember what happened to the other one because I seem to remember only one, which he still gets burned in the village in this demo as well.
Yeah, and this time around, you actually see him you actually see it begin, because when in the original you get to the village and it's already happened and he's burning.
Yeah, this time you actually see him burn.
He's screaming and shit. It's like, ugh.
Yeah, it's awful. It really is hard to watch.
But I mean, other than that, I mean, I think the biggest change, obviously the biggest change in the remake is the parry mechanic, which is, I think it's really cool, honestly.
Yeah, which is
I don't know if you tried that or not, but
I don't think I actually got it to work, but it's a cool addition. I've seen it.
because you can even like parry people's arms off, like because now Ganados can actually like punch you and stuff, and they couldn't in the original, but this time they can, and you can actually like parry their arms, and like they cut their arms off by a parry. It's like the game's a lot more brutal in general with the gore. I noticed, like you can like literally like blow enemies in half with a shotgun this time, like blow off limbs and stuff.
Yeah, but I'll tell you this: you can't save the dog in this one. 0 out of 10 worst remake ever.
Yeah, it's unplayable.
Unfucking playable. Can't save the dog.
I still wonder if that's the same dog or not too. I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, it's in the same general area. Like, the layout leading up to the village is different. The village is basically the same.
Yeah. It's almost a one-to-one recreation of the village.
Yeah, which is important because that was a very, very big moment in the original game.
Yeah. Even more intense and hard this time around, I will say.
You can still trigger 2 chainsaw guys instead of just 1.
Yep.
Which is absolutely not something you should do on your first playthrough.
No, definitely not. Especially if you're on like a harder difficulty. Like the one in the demo, you can. Apparently, isn't going to be in the final game.
What's interesting, at least from what I've seen, is that you have to trigger one of the chainsaw guys this time. Where in the original they're both optional.
Yeah, because obviously one triggers when you go in the one building, and then if you go to the far end, if you go to the end of the village to your left and go the path up the farm is. And then that triggers the other chainsaw guy. Yeah. If you want to.
You can still go up that pathway and trigger one of them.
And you get a cool little cutscene. Shows off his awesome new redesign. I really like.
Yeah, I really like his
really
redesign.
Creepy. Oh man. But yeah, Mad Chainsaw mode is even worse. Like he's really aggressive in that one.
Yeah. I didn't actually try Mad Chainsaw mode, and I didn't get the TMP, because there are secrets in this demo, which is cool.
Yeah.
Entering the house with the 2-story house with a shotgun still triggers the chainsaw guy, the cutscene with the chainsaw guy revving it up, like it did in the original. But that happens, you can get him to he'll show up regardless of whether you enter that house or not. Which is
Yeah, like after you kill a certain amount of enemies, it triggers, and the one from the farm comes instead. So either way, you're gonna have to fight one of the Dr. Salvadors in the village.
Yeah, that was his name. I was trying to remember his actual name.
Yeah, a good old Dr. Salvador.
Yeah. They changed the lead up to the village a fair bit. Obviously, you're not saving the dog in this one. There's still at least one bear trap. I don't know about multiple, but at least one.
Yeah, there's one. Yeah, you can actually lead Ganados into it as well, and they actually get stuck in it, and you can actually like melee them, and then their legs get ripped off.
That I didn't manage to do. I tried to do that once, but I didn't manage to get him to. He like avoided it.
It's hard, yeah. Because he either just stops and throws an endless amount of axes he pulls out of his ass at you, or he just avoids it entirely if you try to lead him up there. Oh, but also another thing. Oh, yeah, actually, yeah. There actually are more bear traps in the game. Like enemies this time around can actually like put them down. Because if you're in the village, you might notice sometimes of some Ganados actually laying them down.
Yeah, I didn't see that actually happening when I played it, but that's interesting. That's an interesting change. Your knife breaks in this.
Yeah, like I wonder how that's gonna play out because you can almost like soft lock the game in a way if you don't have any ammo and your knife's broke. Then there's like no way to defend yourself. I mean, that, like I guess in theory.
Which I thought was a little odd, because I thought the reason the knife didn't break in Resident Evil 3 Remake was because people didn't like it in 2.
Yeah, because it's mainly just a balancing thing. Because I think in 3 Remake it was more like action focused and stuff, more so than RE2 Remake. That's the only thing I could really think of.
Yeah.
But yeah, it makes sense in RE4 Remake as well to have durability.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it'll be completely broken if it didn't break.
Yeah, but that's why I thought they had removed it. But I guess I was wrong about that. Maybe you're right. Maybe it was just a balancing thing. But yeah, the knife is breakable this time in RE4.
Yeah, like apparently, like throughout the game, you can find like kitchen knives and like just like knives other than your standard combat knife to help you, like if you want to like do sneak attacks or just parry in general. You don't have to use your main knife.
It makes me wonder about the Krauser knife fight.
Yeah, so there's a little gameplay in the last trailer that came out, and it looks like just like standard gameplay, but like it's all just parrying and evading, and it's not just a straightforward cutscene anymore. It's an actual like gameplay thing, and all the dialogue's delivered like through the gameplay. Yeah, I noticed.
So I'm wondering what happens if you get to that fight and don't have a knife because it broke.
I'm thinking the game just might, like in that instance, it might be infinite. I would imagine, but just for the sake of that scene in general.
Yeah.
But I mean, we'll have to see in the end.
Because I have to imagine the team behind this thought of that. Like, if we're going to make the knife breakable, we have to do something about this one specific scene. Because the knife is very important to this one specific scene.
Yeah. That's actually where they got the idea for the parry mechanic in general for the whole game. They designed the Krauser fight around parrying, and then after they got done making it, they decided to put it in the entire game, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. You actually get to see a bit more of Krauser in this demo because you get to see him in the intro cutscene, like training with Leon. Because in the original game, he just kind of shows up and he's like, "Oh, we have a history. We're not going to say what it is, but we have a history." This guy wasn't even in Resident Evil 2, but we have a history.
Yeah, it's unless you read like the supplementary like lore stuff, like the manuals, and like even then you still don't really know who he is. Yeah. All you know is that he had backstory with Leon, and I guess he was in some military thing with them. But apparently, I guess in Remake they're gonna really go into like the nitty gritty about how, like, where they came from and stuff.
Yeah, I kind of hope so. I'd like to see more of him, like, explain him, Capcom, because he's always confused me.
Hell yeah. Because they even referenced that one mission they're in Darkside Chronicles, which is cool. So that's canon still, at least.
I've never actually played that.
It's yeah, the second light gun game, and that was the main original campaign mode, and that was Leon and Krauser, and I think it was like either like Brazil or somewhere in South America, and that kind of gave him more like substance, but like still not enough.
Yeah. I wonder if they're gonna change like any major story beats. Like, imagine. Do you think the fandom would be pissed off if they didn't kill off Luis Serra this time?
I don't know. I don't know because I mean, he definitely lasts a lot longer in the remake, just judging by the last trailer. Because he's in later parts of the game, like the double Elegante fight in the mines. He's with you, the mine carts. He's with you, so he's definitely with you a lot more.
Oh, that's cool.
He has more screen time, which is good. But I still think he's gonna die though, in some fashion.
Probably.
Unfortunately.
Spoilers for a 17-year-old game.
yeah, really. But oh yeah, the other thing that's different I noticed in trailers is that Ashley will be actually possessed in the game a lot more, because in the original game there's only one time where she's completely possessed, and that's when she walks up the Saddler and stuff, and she gets taken away for the last time in the game. But in the remake, it looks like there's a lot more times where she's going to be possessed by the Las Plagas and whatnot. That's going to be more fleshed out in this new game, which is cool. And also Leon as well. I noticed in the trailer.
Yeah, which did happen once when he was choking Ashley, right?
He was hugging Ada's neck, and then she obviously gets him off and stuff. He takes his pills, but I would imagine there's more of that in this game in the remake as well, or he's doing even crazier shit. Who knows?
Leon probably wishes Ada would get him off.
Yeah, exactly. No way. Speaking of that, yeah, I don't know how this game's gonna end either. On that note, the overtime or the lack thereof.
I don't know. I just kind of hope Chris shows up and it's like, Leon,
no,
the bloodline.
Leon, don't do it. My sister, Leon. The bloodline must go on. It's been fucking 6 years, Chris. My God. Just leave it go. You got boulders to punch.
She has 5 cats already.
5 more to come if you don't bang her, Leon. That's a secret ending in the game, I would imagine. Can't wait to unlock that one.
Wonder if they're going to keep any of the little additional cutscenes you get, like when you shot off the pier and
oh, the logo, yeah. Yeah, that has to be in this remake. Oh man. Oh, but yeah, I can't wait to do that. Fucking tomorrow actually comes out. I can't believe that.
Oh,
yeah, I can't wait.
We're barely getting this up on time.
Yeah.
We're good at this.
It comes out 12 a.m. on Friday, so basically tomorrow for me. I want to play it at probably midnight.
Yeah. I'm sure it'll be awesome.
Yeah.
But I've seen a lot of people make a big deal, and I don't think this is a big deal at all, but a lot of people make a big deal out of the boxes having yellow markings on them, the breakable boxes.
Oh, I saw that Twitter post. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I understand why it's there, and I like that it's there actually, but I guess I wish there was a way to turn it off and on, there is some actual way to, toggle that for people that don't want to see it. Because it is kind of jarring to see yellow everywhere in a way.
Yeah, and for those who don't know why it's there, I'll explain quickly. The original Resident Evil 4 was made when you couldn't have more natural lighting in games because of the limitations of the hardware at the time. Remember, they were working on a fucking GameCube. and most of the lighting back then was baked in. So
Yeah.
they would use this as a way to highlight boxes that you could break or other items that you could get with baked lighting. They can't do that with more natural lighting. That is why they do it.
Yeah. It's not even just like boxes or anything, but there's also like things in your environment that you wouldn't really, if that yellow stuff wasn't there, you would have no idea that you could interact with it. Like I noticed in the village, one of the new things in the village was that there's one of those like Ashley piggyback things is in the village, and obviously you can't do it in the demo, but there's no way you would ever know that if that yellow indicator wasn't there.
Yeah,
you could do that.
Yeah, that's the purpose of it. It draws your attention to it. That's why they do it.
Yeah. I still wish there was like some way you could like toggle that, because like at a certain point, like, when you're playing the game, you can recognize what boxes are breakable just by looking at them. That's kind of how it is in the original game as well. Like you know which ones are breakable just by looking at them.
Yeah, that's because they draw your attention to it with tricks with baked lighting, which was a fine solution at the time, but we don't really do baked lighting anymore because we can do better.
Yeah. So I mean, I can understand why it's immersion breaking for some people, but I don't think it's necessarily a big enough deal to warrant a giant Twitter post, and because that's mainly where I saw it. I saw it on like one post on Twitter.
Yeah, I saw some people bringing it up in the Resident Evil Stars posting as well on Facebook.
I saw that too. Yeah.
Which, if there is stuff in this game that is missing from that was in the original, how is Stars posting gonna react?
Who knows? Well, from what I've noticed so far, like, it seems like everybody's on board with like all the changes that we've seen so far from like the trailers and the demo. Obviously, like everyone seems like overall like overwhelmingly excited.
Yeah,
the only real thing I've noticed people complain about is obviously the rain from one of the earlier trailers, and also just the general feel of the controls. Like some people feel it's kind of sluggish when you're like especially during combat. But I think that's a way to balance the game to where Leon's not too fast to get away from the enemies, because his run speed when he isn't in combat is really fast.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, I am impressed with the demo myself. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Like I said, I beat it twice. I beat it once on the PlayStation 4 and once on PC. And you beat it what, on PS5 and PC?
Yeah, PS5, mainly on PC, but I played it once on PS5 to see how it performed and stuff.
Yeah, well, how does it hold up on PS5?
It looks and plays about the same as it does on my PC. So, I mean, it plays really well. I'm sure if I had a 4K display and all that, like it would look a lot better.
Yeah, I've got a 4K display, but I don't have a PS5.
Yeah. But overall, the game looks and performs really well, which is good. I mean, I kind of figured as much coming from the RE engine.
Yeah, I kind of figured that the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series version would be just fine. My concern was with the PlayStation 4 and how that would turn out, which it looks like it's going to be all right. Not an amazing performing game, but manageable.
Yeah, it'll get the job done for people that don't have any other choice.
I think they probably should have capped it at 30.
Even though that's a really unpopular thing to do these days. But I mean, it's necessary for that hardware, so.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It would be necessary for that hardware. Yeah. Cap it at 30, and you could get it running at a consistent 30, which it runs above 30 the vast majority of the time already, so you shouldn't be able to have a problem doing that.
But I just can't imagine how it's going to perform like in later parts of the game where there's a lot going on, or, you know what I mean? It's probably going to start like chugging along.
Yeah, I hope not. I hope Capcom optimizes it better than that.
Yeah, I'm sure they will, because I mean the RE engine, like I said, is really versatile, and
yeah, they are usually fairly good about optimization, which there's a whole lot of modern games that fucking aren't, and it pisses me off.
Yeah, a lot more these days, I noticed.
Yeah, unfortunately, like learn from id Software. They know how to optimize the shit out of a game.
Hell yeah.
Doom Eternal runs amazingly well, regardless of what hardware you throw at. As long as you have a relatively modern PC, it'll run like a dream.
Hell yeah, a lot more companies need to look at that and do the same thing.
Yep, and Doom 2016 was much the same as well.
Hell yeah, even at the time with my shitty PC, it ran pretty well.
Yeah. Like, so. I ran it, I recorded a video of myself running it on that PC that I sent to another streamer who his name's Brian, and I recorded myself playing Doom 2016 on that, and I managed to, even though the processor on it is slightly below, I don't remember if it's recommended or minimum. Let me look. Sorry to barge in like this. Store page. Stop asking me my birthday. God damn it, Steam. Okay, it's actually it's slightly below both minimum and recommended, because minimum, this is weird. Minimum is an FX 8320 or better, and recommended is an FX 8350 or better. The difference between those two is very small. The difference between those two processors, but it was an FX 8300. It still ran it really well.
Damn.
It's good optimization, and I think Capcom is usually pretty good about that, which is the RE.
I was gonna say, like, all the games that came out on RE Engine, like RE7, RE Village, like all those games ran like really well. Like even on my old PC that was kind of shitty, and even like especially now, like I can get the games running at like 140 FPS at 1440p, like pretty easily.
Yeah, RE7 should. RE Village probably would have not run on your old PC.
No. Yeah, like right now, I can get that running. I can get Village running at like 120 FPS at like 1440p, and I mean that game came out like 2 years ago, so it's fairly recent.
Yeah, I need to play that one, and I need to play 6. Someday I want to play through 6 on stream with you.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Because I only ever played through it one time when it first came out on the 360, and I only played it solo, so I always heard it was one of the better co-op experiences. I mean, especially for the series.
Yeah, it better be one of the better co-op experiences, because boy does the fandom not like it outside of that.
No, for a lot of different reasons. It takes itself too seriously for what it is, but like I mean, the gameplay itself is a lot of fun though. It's a really well optimized action game. Like you can do a lot of really cool things with the gameplay wise.
Yeah.
But other than that, that'd be a lot of fun to play co-op though.
Yeah, we'll do that someday. I'm actually looking forward to that. I finished 0, and that was a pain in the butt to play through.
Yeah, I mean that'll do it to you on the first playthrough especially.
Yeah.
It's not the most forgiving blind playthrough experience.
Yeah, I didn't want to dislike it. I didn't go into this Resident Evil game, a series I love, going, I really want to not like this one, but boy, it was a drag to play through. Like, and one simple thing could have solved a lot of my issues with it. That being, add a goddamn item box.
Yeah. They tried to reinvent the wheel with that game, and it didn't really work. It's a neat idea, but in practical use, it's just really frustrating having to backtrack constantly and have like a hub area to put all your items in.
Yeah, good luck remembering wherever you put that last healing item that you now need to go back and get.
And then you got to go back and get it, and then each room is repopulated with like some of the most annoying enemies in the entire series. The fucking monkeys in that game.
Oh god, those things are
the eliminators. Yep. Just the game's a mess. I like it. I mean, I still like the game because once you play through it a couple times and get to know where everything is, it's fun. But it's just I don't know.
And those leech guys with the incredibly long reach.
Yeah, that's also annoying. The Mimicry Marcus enemies are really annoying. Even the final boss is annoying. The whole game is annoying, but I mean, the game has a really cool atmosphere, which is cool. It kind of makes up for it a little bit.
Yeah, and I like getting to play as Rebecca.
Yeah, she needs more screen time in general.
Yeah, bring back Billy at some point though. That'd be cool.
Whatever happened to him? Like, there's a lot of art characters in the series I just completely ditch and forget about, like Sheva, of course, and Billy, like you said.
Yeah, and
Shame,
until fairly recently, Barry.
And Barry for the longest time. He was only in the first game and then that shitty Game Boy Color spinoff. And that was it for the longest time.
Allegedly, he was the pilot at the end of RE3.
Yeah, in one of the non-canon endings he is, yeah. Oh, at least I think it's one of the non-canon endings.
I don't even remember which ending I got when I beat it. I beat both of them, both the original version and the remake last year. And I also...
No, I wasn't going to say anything.
Yeah, and I beat the remake of 2 last year as well, and this year I beat 0. So I'm gradually working my way through the ones that I haven't beaten. I still need to beat 6, Village, and Revelations 2.
I have to beat that as well, so you're not alone on that one.
Is that one co-op?
No, but for the longest time I thought it was. Because I thought I heard something about it being co-ops before it came out, but I'm not sure if they got rid of that, or I don't know what it is.
Which, isn't that one of the ones where you constantly have a partner with you the entire time? So it, like, should be co-op?
Yeah, like, because in Revelations 2, you play as Claire, and you're also with Barry's daughter, Moira. And, like, she, like, holds a flashlight, and...
Yeah, so why can't you do co-op where one of you plays Claire, the other one plays Barry's daughter?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Good question. I think even in Revelations 1 there was a couple moments where you had like a partner and stuff.
There are. Revelations 1 was pretty good. It was a step in the right direction, like something the series needed at the time.
Yeah, especially at the time. Yeah, I remember like everyone was saying, "Oh, it's a return to form for the series. It focuses on horror more," but
I don't know if I would say a complete return to form for the series, but it is definitely tries to be a horror game.
Yeah, I mean at the time it was a good step in the right direction, definitely.
Remember when this discussion was supposed to be only about the Resident Evil 4 remake?
Yeah, what can you do?
Rabbit trails.
We're talking about the whole series.
Yeah. I fucking love Resident Evil. Obviously, we played through 3 of them on the channel.
Yep. And it also turns 27 today as well.
Oh, it does. It does.
Yeah, the series does, yep.
The first one was released 27 years ago. Happy birthday, Resident Evil. You're about to get a new game, a remake of an old game.
Hell yeah.
My personal favorite in the series, 4. And I'm probably going to play through the PlayStation 4 version of 4 that I have sometime this year.
Oh, the original?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Because I got the original 4 on PlayStation 4 and PC as well. I haven't played those versions of it.
Yeah, I've been playing the shit out of the randomizer on PC.
I forgot there was a randomizer.
Yeah, the HD mod is awesome too. I think it's definitely recommended for people playing on PC.
Yeah. The original, even without the HD mod, still looks pretty good, though.
Yeah, I'd say. I mean, for a game that's, what, like 17 years old or something?
Yeah, 17 years old.
God damn.
How is it 17 years old? But just saying that out loud makes me feel old.
And I was 9, and I got it day 1.
I was out of high school, which also makes me feel old to say.
Yeah, no kidding. That was an amazing game at the time, I tell you that much. I mean, it still is, but I mean, especially at the time when there was nothing like that.
Yeah, it reinvented how third-person shooters and shit were done.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard. It took games that long to figure that out at the time.
Yeah.
Here we are now.
17 years. Every third-person shooter plays like the over-the-shoulder camera that had.
Yeah, pretty much. So it's still rooted in that basic formula that the RE4 set up.
Yeah, RE4 also led to some other excellent horror games. The biggest one being Dead Space, which also got a remake this year.
Yeah, really full circle.
And Dead Space, the original, just like the original Resident Evil 4, holds up really, really well.
Hell yeah.
And
Lot more,
I've heard, I haven't gotten to play the remake, but I've heard nothing but positive things about it.
It's awesome. It's kind of akin to RE1 remake, where it's pretty much exactly the same, except it adds things to certain areas. It changes things for the better, i.e. the turret section.
The turret section was kind of annoying, yeah.
It's a lot better in the remake, trust me.
That's cool. Because
so, yeah,
you remember me playing it in the fucking...
that was hell on earth, from what I remember. Like, literally like 15 attempts later.
I know, right?
Yep.
Fucking meteors.
It'll literally take you like one attempt in the remake. So
yeah, I'll get around to it eventually, but I'm not entirely sure until I upgrade my graphics card. I'm not entirely sure my my PC will even run it.
It was demanding on my end because it's one of those newer games where you have to put it on an SSD for it to run at all, pretty much. And like even then, like I still have some stuttering and whatnot. Even had to turn all like a lot of the graphic settings down to like medium or low.
Yeah, I've heard a common complaint. There's a lot of stuttering.
Yeah, a lot of it's fixed on mine from like either like there was a patch that fixed a lot of it, and also if you run in like a different like a performance mode, it fixes a lot of the stuff. But I mean, the game still runs pretty consistently well, considering, even if there is a little bit of stuttering.
Yeah. And that's not all the great old horror games we're getting remade, because next month, I think, or is it a month after that, we're getting a remake of System Shock, finally. Which I have played through that demo twice, and it is awesome. And you should play through it, too, if you haven't done it yet.
Yes. I still need to.
Yeah, go on Steam and download that shit, because it's awesome. And then, I don't know if it's a remake or a reboot or what, but we're also getting a new Alone in the Dark, which I'm really excited for. Please do the series justice, for the love of God.
I keep forgetting about that, too, honestly.
Yeah.
They had the announcement trailer, then haven't really heard anything ever since. But I mean, it's good to see that the OG survival horror game is gonna get some remake treatment, because that game definitely deserves a remake.
Yeah. It was very innovative for its time, and I can't say it's held up all that well, but it was from 1993. What do you want?
I think it was from like 92 even. It was even earlier.
I don't remember exactly. You might be right.
But it's kind of nuts that that game ran at all at the time.
Yeah.
It's really, I can only imagine playing it as a kid in 92, and whoa.
Yeah, the more you like learn about it or play it yourself or whatever, the more you're like, so many of these tropes carried over to Resident Evil. So many of them. And I'm not trying to call Resident Evil a ripoff, because it definitely took what was established in Alone in the Dark and built on it.
Yeah. And even RE0 took some things from Alone in the Dark. It took the drop mechanic from it. So you can thank Alone in the Dark for that as well. Unfortunately.
Quote unquote thank.
Yeah, really. Yeah, thanks, Alone in the Dark.
Yeah, at least Alone in the Dark had the excuse of, well, the concept of an inventory box has not been invented yet.
Yeah.
This is literally the very first game of its kind.
Yeah, it's understandable for that, at least. You can also throw stuff at enemies too, which is kind of funny.
Yeah. You can just throw random things at the zombies and shit. But yeah, it doesn't hold up super well, and I hope the remake does it justice, because it does justice to the legacy that it created, not necessarily how it holds up. You know?
Yeah. I just wonder how much is going to be different, but
yeah,
how faithful it's going to be.
Yeah, I hope it's good, man. I really do. But yeah, this is a good year for horror.
It really is, honestly. I mean, it's good to see, because for the longest time it was really like not horror, like horror centric at all.
I do not understand why Resident Evil 7 and Alien Isolation didn't result in a whole bunch of new survival horror games. I really don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's a lot of indie stuff, of course, but like a majority of that's going to be either complete garbage or mediocre, and sometimes you might get some gold here and there. But I mean, it's good seeing big AAA studios make some genuinely good horror games again. It's good to see because, like I said, for the longest time it was just like action centric and this a lot of schlock for a long time.
Yeah. Speaking of which, we should get a fucking sequel to Alien Isolation. Damn it! The game was so good.
That's like one of the only horror games that I actually get scared at, like genuinely.
Yeah, it made a character that we're all extremely familiar with because he's been in like 7 movies or something. The Xenomorph, and it made him frightening again.
Oh hell yeah, the most frightening I've ever seen him too.
Yeah, and that alone is impressive. Let alone how meticulously detailed it is and its attempt. Well, I shouldn't even say attempt because it just flat out does it. Recreation of the world of the first Alien film.
Yeah, it is a really, really faithful game to the original source material.
Yeah, which is feel like you're awesome. If you love the first Alien, and you should, it's a real treat.
Hell yeah.
Boy,
I still need to beat it, but...
Boy, have we gotten off topic. We should end this. This is like podcast length now.
Yeah.
So,
natural conversation.
Yeah, so thank you guys for watching. I need to use the restroom anyway. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys are looking forward to the Resident Evil 4 remake, because you know we are. Please like, comment, subscribe, share this video, and ring the bell to make sure you actually get notifications, because this platform is dumb. Subscribing should give you notifications, but it doesn't.
It's very stupid. With typical YouTube, though.
Yeah. And we will talk to you guys later here on the Doomdog YouTube channel with more Gears of War 3. I hope you're looking forward to it. Bye-bye for now.
See ya.